1. New message.
Eileen, listen, it's Tim. And when you get this message, I need you to call me back straight away, okay?
Down.
Coronation Street, 7 huge fan theories over Pat Phelan's shocking return. What's next for Soapland's biggest villain? Have you finished groaning/cheering/gasping, delete as applicable, yet, Coronation Street fans? The show delivered another huge twist on Easter Monday with the big reveal that supervillain Pat Phelan is still alive, having miraculously survived his deadly showdown with Eileen. While most fans had correctly predicted that we hadn't seen the last of Phelan and his evil ways, his hilarious reappearance as cheerful stranger Mr. Frost in a random B&B now throws up plenty of soaptastic possibilities for the future. So, what does Phelan have planned for the Weatherfield residents? Who should be most scared? Let's take a look at what the fans are saying. 1. He'll be back for Britain's Got Talent week. Koi fans are a cynical bunch and they certainly know how the soap calendar works by now. It's a golden rule that Koi delivers 2 blockbuster big weeks per year, one to tie in with the Britain's Got Talent live shows in May, and the other for ITV's annual Super Soap Week in October. Perhaps optimistically, Koi superfans have seemingly decided that the show won't be dragging out the Phelan saga until the autumn. Surely there'd be riots. So the hot theory right now is that the sinister serial killer will instead be back on the cobbles just in time for this year's special 9 p.m. episodes. 2. Phelan will save Eileen. Things aren't looking too good for Eileen Grimshaw right now, with the police giving her a pretty hard time for ignoring all of the telltale signs about Phelan's true nature and not listening to Anna Windass when she tried to warn everyone. The police themselves also did exactly the same thing, but they seem to have conveniently forgotten that, in true Koi style. As the Weatherfield coppers now seem determined to fit up Eileen as a secret accomplice of her husband, one fan theory doing the rounds is that Phelan will pop up just in time for the trial in order to kindly save her from a prison sentence. Devoted Koi fans may remember that fellow deranged serial killer John Stape did exactly the same thing a few years ago, making a shock return to save his wife Fizz from being jailed for life. Could history repeat itself on the cobbles? 3. Scratch that. Phelan will want revenge on Eileen. The theory of Phelan coming to Eileen's rescue does have one possible flaw. The sly schemer may well be pretty peeved at his wife for callously booting him off the side of a pier shouting, "Liar, liar, liar." That's not something you forget in a hurry. Despite his evil nature, Phelan did appear to genuinely love Eileen in happier times, but it seems likely that his goodwill would have eroded pretty quickly when he was fighting for life in freezing cold Whitehaven waters. So, will Eileen now be top of Phelan's hit list for revenge? Connor McIntyre, who plays Phelan, has favorited a tweet urging him to come back and make Eileen pay, so make of that what you will. 4. Anna gets the last laugh. Debbie Rush may have left the show's cast, but Koi fans definitely haven't forgotten about her character Anna Windass. Her shocking exit, sentenced to 5 years in prison after Phelan framed her for GBH, always seemed pretty unjust. With more time to tie up loose ends, viewers have now started to predict that she could play a crucial role in the final chapter of the Phelan story. The authorities will just have to get round to releasing her first. At the very least, fans want to see Anna sitting smugly in court when a judge, hopefully, reads Phelan the riot act. More bloodthirsty, viewers want to see her finish what Eileen started by killing Phelan in cold blood. In truth, Anna doesn't really seem like the murderous type, but who knows how 3 months behind bars could have conveniently changed her for plot device purposes. 5. Phelan kidnaps his grandchild. Phelan's daughter Nicola Rubinstein hasn't been too involved in his storyline over the past few weeks, but she's sure to have a role to play in his final episodes. In fact, Nicola Thorpe, who plays her, has hinted as much in some of her recent interviews. Aside from outlandish plans to save Eileen or get his revenge against the street, the other main factor that could bring Phelan back to the cobbles is the imminent arrival of his first grandchild. Could Phelan turn up just in time for the birth? We'd recommend extra security at the hospital, just in case he hatches a bonkers kidnap plan. 6. Who killed Phelan? Coy had a whodunit storyline fairly recently when Ken Barlow got shoved down the stairs, but will the writers really be able to resist doing another? Phelan is arguably the most hated man to have ever walked the cobbles, so if he returned and then found himself killed in mysterious circumstances, there'd certainly be no shortage of suspects. Eileen, Tim, Gary, Anna, Faye, Seb, Gail, Steph, Alia and Nicola all have grudges and vendettas where Phelan is concerned. Even Ken still seems to be seething over how long it took the brutish builder to fit his kitchen last year, so we wouldn't rule him out either. Seriously Ken, there are bigger issues to worry about right now. A murder mystery plot could be the perfect way to keep Phelan's story going long after he's left the show. Just look how well it worked with Emmerdale and Emma Barton last year. 7. He's impersonating Jesus. Okay, so not a serious suggestion, but cheeky Coy fans haven't been able to resist comparing Phelan to Jesus after the Easter timing of his resurrection. The cobble's biggest villain died on Good Friday but was alive and kicking again by Easter Monday. Purely coincidental, right, Coy?